Welcome to Is It Wrong to Watch So Much Anime with Jason and John, as we give you a quick 15 to 20 minutes of inside opinion and updates about the world of anime as we see it. This program is brought to you by the Parker Williams Branch, a Harris County Public Library. Let's go over the rules. This is a planned topics podcast. We will try and stick to the topic at hand and not have too many tangents. Number 2, while recording, we will have a 15-minute timer. We will try to wrap everything up within that 15 minutes. If we are having a good conversation towards the end of that time, there will be a bonus 5 minutes to wrap it up. Number 3, if the conversation is still too good to stop, we will stop recording that episode and start recording an overtime episode back-to-back released on the same day. And a fair warning, spoilers happen. Oops, our bad. Hello and welcome to this episode of Is It Wrong to Watch So Much Anime?
Tell them the answer, John.
The answer is always no.
That's the answer.
So this week is episode 16 where we talk about our spring picks. The spring season is upon us.
Winter just ended, a bunch of good ones, some not good ones, some really disappointing ones. So
yeah,
now we get to do that all over again. I was thinking more like Promised Neverland.
Oh, well. Yeah.
XR may know it's going to be bad.
That was terrible.
That was just a given from the first trailer. The Promised Neverland hurts more.
Yeah, they could have done that right. They didn't.
Okay.
Anywho, so first things first, hail the returning shows. So things like My Hero Academia is back for the 5th season. Yes. So they're going to be going through a Class A and Class B arc, as well as getting more into the Pro Hero arc.
So we're going to get to see, presumably, more interesting uses of their powers since they've been leveling up, improving, all that good stuff. And then Class B, we don't even get to see them that much anyways. So
yeah, I mean, cool. Since Class A is like 1.5, Class B is still like a 1, above the rest. And then we also get to see Endeavor's redemption story.
Drama.
Mm-hmm. One of the things I've been waiting for is Zombieland Saga Revenge.
That one's a pretty fun one. I probably won't watch it right out of the gate, but I will keep up with it.
I enjoyed
the only Idol show that I think ever really watched. I did like it. So
I only watched like 3, and one's like from the early 90s. So yeah, no.
Yes, we know you're old. You can continue.
We released it on DVD. What can I say? Also, we have the return of Welcome to Demon School Irma-kun, where we see season 2, where apparently he turns bad.
Oh no! Your guess is as good as mine. I don't read too much manga, so I'm not ahead of this. I've watched what you've watched.
So he's basically starting to turn into the Demon Lord. So we're going to see if there's like internal conflict of him fighting between being his old sweet self or this like.
Yeah. If you watch the first season, it was really funny. You know kind of what you're going to be getting this season, I assume. If you haven't, you should go back and watch it. Because again, it's really funny.
We also have a spin-off, the Slime Diaries, which is based off of that time I was reincarnated as a slime. I watched the first episode. If you like the Slime series, season 1 or season 2, you'll like this. It's just, like
more slice of life type shows. The same way that there's other shows that have done it.
The in-between...
Bungo Stray Dogs, ReZero, little chibi shows type thing. They show the cuter aspects. They don't focus on too much drama.
Right? It's the plot points in between the plot points.
Yeah. So that's what the other shows do.
All right, so let's get down to the things we're actually excited about. Other than, we're excited about returning things, but there's a lot of good stuff coming out. One of the things that I'm really excited about is the 2nd season of Megalobox, titled Nomad. So basically, it's the return of Junk Dog, except he's on junk. So he's pretty much addicted to painkillers. So he's trying to relive his life as, I guess, a professional boxer. But then there's this connection between addiction and trauma and memories. And it strays away from the first series where it was a clear path that was like Tomorrow's Joe, since it's the 40th anniversary of Tomorrow's Joe, or 50th, I think.
It's one of the two.
Yeah.
When you get up there, anniversaries stop mattering as much.
Pretty much.
As married people could probably tell you. After 10 years, It's cool. We don't have to keep track. Anyways, I am more excited for season 2. Season 1 I kind of watched on a whim, and it wasn't bad. You know, it's boxing with. At first, it was boxing with like enhancements, robot enhancements,
robot arms.
But I do like, from what I've seen, like the commercials or the trailers for it and stuff. It does seem to be taking the different approach, like you said. It's going to be more, I guess, a little bit more
forging his own path.
Yeah, it's going to be dealing with heavier things, like you said. He's got an addiction. He's basically, I guess, past his prime. So that'll be an interesting take. And I'm gonna watch that one later. Anyways, okay. Fruits Basket, the final season. So if you haven't watched it already, this is like my last ditch attempt to get you to watch it because it is very good. It is one of my favorites. So romance, but also has drama, comedy, and the comedy is really funny. It's really good. It never dips into melodrama. So basically, the story is, you've got this girl Toru who accidentally discovers that some of her classmates and their family, the Soma family, have this curse of the zodiac, where if they're hugged by the member of the opposite sex, they turn into a different animal. So, first season was more tackling her meeting them, finding out which ones are which, all that stuff. Second season got heavier and then really kicked up all the dramatic aspects of it, but again, without being overly dramatic to the point where like fast forward. So, which is really good. I like when a show can give you the drama without beating your head over it. It trusts you to like really understand that all this stuff has weight to it. So now we're on season 3. And just from the first episode that I have seen, it's really good. It's going to be going full steam ahead. So it's definitely worth a watch. You get to see how, when this curse can, be broken. Get to see all the romance closure. I've got my hopes. So we'll see how this one ends.
You've got your own ships?
Yes. Kyo and Toru. Because anybody who says Yuki is dumb. And I will fight for that. So.
All right, so if you like the big monster stuff, there are 2 shows that are basically kaiju fighting, Godzilla type deals. So it's based off the same world as SSS Gridman, or 4 S's, I think it's only 3, whatever. So if you like that one, you like this one. So huge giant robot fighting, bad monsters.
Kaiju's mechs. If you like that thing, you'll probably like this one. It wasn't a bad show when I watched it. It's just, I don't really gravitate towards like mecha kaiju type stuff.
Yet I do. So it's basically same world, different story. Instead of it being one person turning into Gridman, it is 4 people combining into Dynazenon.
Like a Megazord.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, it's kind of these shows are the basis for Power Rangers and.
No, I saw Power Rangers before this, so that's obviously.
Well. Power Rangers based off of Voltron. Anywho, so the main mystery at the beginning is what is a kaiju user and why can't the kaiju user actually take control of the kaiju and it has to go into Dynazenon. So watch the first episode. I thought it was pretty good. I'll keep watching it.
You'll let me know.
In the same ilk, on Netflix, there's going to be one called Godzilla Singular Point. So it's a brand new Godzilla story. And it's basically, it should be another feast for the eyes of kaiju battling kaiju and all that types of stuff.
You'll also let me know about that one. I haven't even seen, the live action Godzilla movies or anything. So these aren't really grabbing me.
Well,
but that's just me. I have my own.
I've always loved this type of stuff. So, again, it's going to be on Netflix. So we have no idea when it's actually going to hit the States.
I like Netflix, but that's their downside to getting the anime because I'm still waiting for Beastars season 2. So I'm still going to be waiting for a few months. So
they did a good job with Pacific Rim: The Black. So they're gonna have the second half of the first season. I think they're calling it a season 2, but it's really, since it was like 8 episodes, it's really second half of the first season.
They do that with like all their anime.
That's gonna be coming out in October. So I'm looking forward to Godzilla coming out. I've always loved the Godzilla movies ever since I was a kid. So
in the 40s.
No.
Sorry, 50s.
No.
He's just gonna keep going. We're gonna continue.
Cow, the ageist jokes today.
I mean, you're old. Anyways. Okay, so next one is an anime original. This season's anime original. I'm sure there's another one. There's a few, but this is the only one that's actually interesting to me, or at least got my attention. It's called, I mean, these anime names are weird. Vivy, V-I-V-Y, Fluorite Eyes Song. So, just from the premise alone, the premise I read, the summary I read, whatever. It talks about time travel. Trying to stop this AI versus human war that could occur within 100 years, hence the time travel. And it's brought to us by the author who did ReZero, or who created ReZero. So that, to me, got me, just because of I like ReZero. It's really good. So I'm going to give this a try. Other notable things are Studio Wit, who did the first 3 seasons of Attack on Titan. And if you've seen that show, it looks amazing. So I'm hoping it's good, because, it's an anime original. I always like when anime does their own thing. Their adaptations are good. They're way better than what we do here. But much like how a lot of the time, have you seen Hollywood adaptations? Percy Jackson.
Oh well, no.
Twilight.
No.
Okay. No.
You
I'm
mean
just
from
saying.
books?
Yeah.
Oh,
from books or stuff like that. Because a lot of anime is from books or manga and stuff.
Like comic books are good. Like the novels are crap, but there's maybe 1 out of 10 novels adapted that are decent.
That's not a good percentage.
Comic books are at least like 1 out of 2. The one being Marvel, the second one being DC.
Again, you're just proving my point. So, at least when they're doing anime originals, they're taking a chance. You take a chance too when you pick something to watch. Do we know if it's going to be good? No, we don't. They don't have a set template.
You're going to be sitting down for 4 to 16 hours of your life.
You gotta hope that investment pays off. So I think this one will. The one from last season, Wonder Egg Priority, is really good. I haven't finished it, but I've seen most of it, and it was a really interesting show. So I'm kind of hoping that we get the same type of thing from this one, and it's not an anime original that just kind of screws up the thing, because there are a few of those too.
All right, now to honorable mentions, things that keep an eye open for.
But we're not probably
pushing
gonna push it too hard on you.
Yeah.
You get to see if you like it.
So the first one that I'm bringing up is It's Too Sick to Call This Love, which is on Crunchyroll. It's a possible wifey sneak peek. Basically, a girl saves a very attractive dude from falling down some stairs, and he falls in love with her because she basically rejects him when he's like a womanizer.
I mean, some people go for that.
And apparently he does. And then it turns out that it's like his little sister's best friend from high school. So he's in love with a high school girl, and she likes to reject him.
Well,
it's pretty damn funny.
That's good for him. Next up is a show called Pretty Boy Detective Agency. This one I will be keeping an eye on, mainly because, again, with the source material, it's from a guy or an author called Nisio Isin, who has done all of the Monogatari books, and all those were done by the same studio that's doing this one into anime form, and the animes are really good, and I bought the books, so I need to read those, but I have a huge backlog, much like my anime, because I have a really big backlog, and so on and so on and so on and so on. It's a cycle, a loop, that's the word. Anyways, I don't know, it's got some High School Host Club vibes, kind of. Joran High School Host Club, just because there's the one pretty student or whatever that goes to the detective club, and it's all a bunch of pretty boys. So you might enjoy that. Who knows? But I'll probably give it a try, because he more often than not writes really good things. And then Studio Shaft, the one that adapts them, does really well. So, here's hope. Goodbye Kramer, or Farewell whatever Kramer. I don't know. There's different names for it. Sports. I don't watch too many of them, but the ones I have watched have been really good. Chihaya Furu, Ping Pong, Haikyuu. I mean, I've watched more, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Maybe I'll like this one. It's about soccer. Not my favorite sport, but it could be good. So we'll see. We'll see if I add it to my list of sports anime. I'm like, oh yeah, I can watch this, rewatch this, like Haikyuu or Chihaya Furu, or any of the sports shows I'll ever mention, like at all. And last but not least, Tokyo Revengers. That's you.
Yeah, so Tokyo Revengers, basically a dude who's in love with a girl. She somehow gets murdered in some gang-related something or other, so he travels back in time.
Okay.
Huh?
I did not read that.
What?
I mean, I knew the premise was like he goes back in time or something. I didn't know it's because a girl got murdered.
Yeah, some girl that he loved got murdered, so he goes back in time and does all he can to become like this awesome fighter dude.
So maybe I'll move it up on my watch list.
So he goes back in time basically to go save her.
Okay.
By being, a
revenger.
Yeah.
86. It's an adaptation. See, there's a lot of adaptations, but again, Japan does them semi well. It's an adaptation of a light novel that's pretty popular right now. It's still going on. Takes the setting is more militaristic because fighting wars, group of people that they use as building drones against a kingdom that has magic infused drones or something like that. I have the book. I bought the first one because I thought, well, it's been getting, it seems pretty popular and I might like it. And then I just read it because I've been reading a bunch of stuff. Again, The Loop. I'll come up with a name for it. It'll get catchy. But that one's one that I'm probably going to check out because I bought the book. So I've already got a little bit of investment into it.
Yeah, like $8? 12?
No, less than that. I'd say like $9.
I
tend to buy my books when they're on sale because I don't like paying full price for stuff because I like to save money.
Well, we work at a library. Who here doesn't want to save money?
So,
all right. Next up, Combatants Will Be Dispatched. So this one is by the guy who wrote Konosuba.
Yes.
Maybe this is why they haven't been making a season 3.
That's no excuse. I want my season 3.
Yeah,
you gave me 2 seasons in the movie, which thank you, but I want the rest.
Yes, but keep going, guys. Mm-hmm. We will say this every single episode until it happens.
I won't, but he probably will.
All right, Combatants Will Be Dispatched. So basically you have Agent 6 who is transported to a different world with his pretty girl android. Yes, she does call herself a pretty girl android, to try and sow chaos and do evil deeds. It is much like Konosuba. Lots of dirty humor, lots of funny moments. So, parents beware.
If you like Konosuba, that means you might like
teens.
This one. I haven't watched it yet, but again, it's why we're mentioning it, because I like Konosuba.
Well, it's a bit dirtier than Konosuba, but it's all good. Another one is going to be Mars Red on Funimation. This one is turn of the century Japan. Well, not really turn of the century, but 1931 Japan. Vampires and trying to stop. Well, you get Mars being.
I don't know. You're the one. I thought you read this. I don't know read this.
I watched the first episode. No, Mars Red, meaning Mars, the place where vampires are supposed to have come from, and then red being blood. Okay. And the planet Mars is red. Mars Red. Mm-hmm. Vampires, blood, red. It's all in the title.
Hey, I will give anime this for this season. There's not too many weird titles or super long titles.
Well, there is that one. I've spent 300 years killing slimes, and now I've maxed out my level.
But I'm sure with other seasons there have been more. So at least they're keeping it a little bit medium size or under.
Mm-hmm.
Like
So
the other one, Joran, the Princess of Blood and Snow. I mean, you can just call that Joran. But
this one is interesting. It's on Crunchyroll, and it's like a secret organization trying to somewhat undermine the government. Like they made us like a new element in Japan, but it happens to also make monsters. So there's like people who have like
experimentation is wont to do.
Yeah.
That's all science is really.
So we've got like the main one who is, you know, the Princess of Blood and Snow, who like has like a blue flame that'll expose what looks like a skull, and yeah, super human power type deals. They haven't gotten into too much detail.
The mystical things. All I heard was super powered blood and then monsters. And I mean, there you go. If you like it, watch it.
So it's got kind of a Demon Slayer vibe.
I want to see that movie. That's unrelated to this, but I just really want to see that movie.
So that's all the recommendations we have this time.
Yes.
There's plenty out there to watch. Plenty of things that we didn't mention, and then also the backlog.
Yeah. Really quickly, Shaman King, World End With You. It's a video game adaptation that might not work out. Who knows? There's a bunch of things. So, you know, Crunchyroll, Funimation, Hulu, Netflix. Just take your pick. But these are the ones we thought we're hoping are gonna be really good.
All right. Join us next time for an episode about oldies but goodies. So I get to talk about
Oh, that's gonna be all him.
Yeah.
That's mostly all him.
Get to talk about all my old favorites.
His 80s favorites. Right?
No, 90s, early 2000s.
That's not helping your case. But okay.
Whatever. All right. See you next time.